Hi good people from all around the world, this is Nick and welcome back to Terraria. In today's video I'll be giving a brief tutorial on the ore excavator mod. Now a long time ago, back in 1.3, there was a mod called veinminer mod and it was only used for mining. And then 1.4 happened and then the mod devs of ore excavator took on that work and expanded on it. Now, unfortunately, as of this video, it only seems to work well for mining, which was its original purpose anyways, and for painting. Everything else seems to be not quite working that well. It is very much more limited in how much it can chain place. Whereas with mining, it can go all kinds of crazy ways. I've done all kinds of ASMR videos and stuff where I've made like a whole world of one material and mined it and all kinds of stuff. And I've done that with painting too. But a lot of people were wondering about certain things or had certain questions. So the most common one is on the controls. There's two different settings for how this mod works. The first one is under controls here on this menu, and that is for the ore excavator key bindings. Now to excavate, I've selected K because it's far away from WASD, but you can pick any one you want. You could pick mouse button 1 even if you wanted to, or any other one. You could pick R, pretty much anything, but this is the one that you're going to hold down in order to chain mine and chain excavate and stuff. Now whitelist is basically there's certain things that are banned from being mined that you can unban, and you can either do that here individually under these settings here, or there's the other settings as well where you can go down to mod configuration and you go down to here, and then you go to ore excavator, then there's player settings. You go down to here and there's all kinds of stuff here. There's the block modification limit. I would recommend you start off at a low amount here because that's how many are that you can change at a time. And then there's the block breaking delay, basically this milliseconds in between the block breaks. I would recommend having the lower the number, the faster that goes. So I would recommend having it like 100 to start off with. Then under here, there's the main whitelisting and stuff where you can ban certain things from being mined here. And don't forget to hit save config. That's a common mistake. I've done that many times. And that's not just for this mod, for any mod you change under these settings too. Then there's the world settings. Say you were playing multiplayer. That's part of why this is here. But it's also, you can say allow to chain paint or chain place and chain seed and chain painting. So this is where you can change this. The ore multiplier controls how much ore you can get and stuff. And I've never messed with this really all that much. This part's here. This don't seem to be all that important, at least not to me. But then there's, once again, the world settings for the walls. I've cleared them all as far as what's allowed and not allowed. I've cleared all of that out. But starting off, let's say for the mining, or I'll show you what I mean about how this mod doesn't seem to be all that useful for anything except for mining and painting, really. So let's say you want to place it. I pressed and held down that button I've assigned, or that key I've assigned, which is K. I place it down. It only seems to go so far. And that's because right now I have it at 10, right? But the same thing with mining too. Like if I hold down the K button, you see how it says excavating? That's how you know that you got the right key binding down and everything. So it works fine just like that. Same thing with painting. I recommend if you're going to use a lot of paint to get the max stack mod. Max stack extra plus, that's how I have that amount. So that's a good mod in combination with this. Also cheat sheet and heroes mod also works great. You can chain paint here. Now let's say you wanted to go with a crazy amount, like just go really high with it. Let's see, you go up to like 1,000, say, which isn't all that crazy, but starting from where we left, let's get it down to 10. Let's bump this up a bit. So with the mining, or actually let's chain paint first. As you can tell, it works fine with chain painting. It works just fine. It works really smooth and great. Everything's working fine. Same thing with mining. This mod works great for both of those. It's only when you start trying to chain place stuff is when it seems to not work well. And when I say not work well, I mean it only goes so far. You can only place so much at one time, even if you have your settings... Even if you have your settings up like crazy high, like for instance the minecart track, it'll only go so far. It won't just to there. Watch it work now that I'm recording. So if we go down to here, let's really test this. Let's make this go to the end of the world if we can. It does go further than I thought, but it's not, doesn't go quite that far. Like if I were to place a line of dirt going across the whole world, I could do that. But for some reason, it only goes so far when you change, and it still works well. This will still help a lot in the playthrough. It's still great, and it's not awful. It's just for some reason it's very limited on how much you can place, no matter what you do. But as far as mining goes, it's still an amazing mod for mining. It's really helpful during a playthrough or for various situations wherever you want. As you can tell, this is still going on. We can mine this whole thing, this big block here, easily mine it. I've done whole ASMR videos where I've just mined a bunch of stuff like this. So for that purpose, this mod is amazing. Thank you to the mod developers for making such a really good quality of life mod that you can do all kinds of crazy creative stuff with, or during a playthrough you can do all kinds of fun stuff with. There's just a couple areas where it could be improved, I think, here and there, or I'm doing it wrong. It's one or the other. But for at least for mining and for painting, it works great. So hopefully this one will be better than the last tutorial I did. There was still some questions after I made it. So hopefully that changes something. If you guys want me to do another one, I can. But in the last one, I made the mistake of having too much fun afterwards, and some people didn't like that. So I figured I'd try to make this one a bit shorter. But thank you everybody for watching. I hope you guys have a good day. Bye everybody.